Obsessed with, yeah, honey, hold on.
You know, like big shark floaty, Daddy lifted it, and we tried to float a bus.
Oh my gosh, you guys were so good. I try to film. Are we craving things that feel real again? I think culture is shifting away from frictionless perfection. Over the past couple years, like I've talked about, there's quiet luxury, there's this like erasing of personality, but in 2026, it's coming back. People are leaning more towards community, intimacy, shared experiences, things that have texture and feel real and the evidence of the human hand. And there are 3 things that occurred this week in culture that really hold true to this theme. I'm Sophie the Colorist. This is the weekly edit, so let's get into it. First, we have to talk about the World Cup and that final game today. I have my Colombia jersey on. My husband is Colombian, so I have to support, even though I think I was secretly rooting for Argentina to win. But I have to say that the World Cup has been this like culmination of community and fandom and people coming together. And then also not only to mention that fashion is always a big part of any cultural movement. So the jerseys and the outfits and the style, it becomes so much more than just wearing a jersey. It's also your self-expression and showing your own personality and how you belong to the team. So this just feels like a perfect intersection of fashion and sports. We've seen Vogue commentating on fashion and how to wear your jerseys and other fashion outlets. So again, always just showing that like fashion is part of culture and these cultural moments and how it also creates a sense of identity and belonging and really expression. I love that. I love to see that. And then the second thing this week that intersects this theme of people wanting real experiences and resisting AI and screens is The Odyssey. Sophie, hello, that is a screen. But this movie was filmed on IMAX. It was filmed a harder way, tougher production practices. They did real sets and they didn't do a lot of green screen or AI. And when you film on IMAX, the film is so big, you could only film 3 minutes at a time. So they had to cut every 3 minutes while they were filming this epic 3-hour movie. I also read that the way that they did the score, Christopher Nolan didn't want any string instruments because those weren't developed until much later. So they developed bronze gongs and they used instruments that were like native to the time period. Just this slower craft, the evidence of this human hand and something that makes it feel special, personal. And then also just the story of the Odyssey, right? The true hero's journey, the hardship, the pain, the emotion, the human experience. We want to feel not alone. So this movie and the way it was produced really has that thumbprint of this theme that we're talking about. And then not only in the movie, but the press tour looks. I mean, Zendaya's looks were incredible. Some of the dresses that she wore took thousands of hours to make. Some were pulled off haute couture runways the same day. Also archival looks, things that looked handmade, things that looked thoughtful and personal, things that had a story. We want to see that texture. We want to have the personality, the personal connection to it. And then for the last thing, talking more about personal expression and how 2026 is really like the year of color. I've seen purple and red everywhere. And this was a Cool Mom 3-color combo that we've been talking about probably since March. It's cool to see trends finally catch up. We see Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Who What Wear. They're all now talking about it, saying it's the color combo of the summer. It's really bold. You know, red is a very sporty color. So that also just fit into this whole thing of expression, using color to show emotion, and using fashion as a form of identity. And then we'll get into the 3 things that I'm obsessed with this week. The first thing is my Maison de Sabre bag. I was gifted this bag, but I am obsessed. I love it. I love the color. I love the little charms. It also has a crossbody strap, so it's super practical as well. And it has a super cute pink leather inside. These charms are made from offcuts, like part of the leather, so it doesn't go to waste. So again, that handcrafted, taking care, things that are important. Second, I've been obsessed with this brand Prequel. They sell at Target. Dermatologist tested and fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, safe for sensitive skin, all those good things. What I would imagine like the Rhode milk glaze is. So it's super lightweight, but kind of gives you that glow. You can see we're almost out of this, but highly recommend. And then last I have here is House Labs makeup. They also gifted this to me, but I'm obsessed. So we have the foundation, concealer, and this blush, Glassy Watermelon. It's kind of like a deep red to get that like sunburnt look that we've talked about before. And these brushes are legit. Like they are so good. And I love this foundation because it does provide more coverage, but it's like buildable. So you can kind of control what you want. And it's a little bit cleaner than some other brands. Highly, highly recommend. And then last thing, I did a really great reel about the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And I was sharing some insider tips that I feel like most people don't know. So be sure to check that out if you haven't shopped the sale yet. I also linked some of my favorites on my Shop My. And check out below for the reels of this week and other things that I've been loving and enjoying. And I'll see you next week.